All right, everybody, welcome back. We're diving deep today, going beyond the usual stuff.
Deep dive time.
Exactly. And guess what? Our source material today is, well,
Hmm. Let me guess. Another travel blog.
nope, not this time. We're actually looking at, get this, a podcast script.
A podcast script? That's a new one. So what's the scoop? What kind of podcast are we talking about?
This one is all about inspiring people to visit Kenya, sharing those travel tips, you know?
Kenya. The land of safaris and incredible wildlife. So what kind of gems do we find in this script? Anything we can use for our deep dive?
You bet. First off, they talk about the Masai Mara, which, is
Yeah.
kind of a given, right?
Yeah, Masai Mara, it's iconic.
But it's not just about going there. The script really highlights being there during the actual migration season.
Oh, that makes a huge difference. I mean, imagine seeing thousands upon thousands of wildebeest, zebras, all those animals just moving across the plains.
Wow, yeah.
It's a spectacle, a real spectacle, unlike anything else. Usually the best time to catch it is around July and August.
Okay, got to mark that down. July, August, migration season. Got it.
But here's a little insider tip. The Mara Triangle, it's in the northwest, tends to be a bit less crowded for viewing.
Less crowded. Even during peak season.
You know it?
No, that's a good travel tip. Okay, what else did this script talk about?
Well, they also mentioned the Giraffe Center in Nairobi.
The Giraffe Center. I've heard of that.
Where you get to feed giraffes. Can you imagine the sound effects they used in that podcast?
Oh, I bet there were some hilarious slurping sounds.
Definitely. But, it's not just about the fun factor. The Giraffe Center actually does some really important work.
Oh, right. I think I remember reading something about that.
It's all about the Rothschild's giraffe. It's a subspecies of giraffe that's actually facing a lot of threats in the wild.
So it's kind of like a conservation center.
Absolutely. They have these breeding programs to help the population thrive, and when you visit, you get to be up close and personal with these gentle giants, learn all about them.
That sounds amazing. So it's not just a quick stop. It's a chance to really connect with these animals and contribute to their well-being.
Exactly.
All right, next up, this script goes into something I'm always super interested in: cultural immersion.
Oh, yeah, that's key. It's one thing to see the sights, but it's another to really experience a place,
Totally. And the script specifically mentions getting involved in local community events or even workshops for traditional crafts.
Imagine learning beadwork from Maasai artisans, or maybe trying your hand at some of their amazing weaving techniques.
That would be incredible. I'd love to learn how to make those colorful beaded necklaces.
Oh, those are beautiful. And you know what's great about that? You're not only getting a unique experience, but you're also directly supporting local communities.
Talk about a win-win. I love that. Okay, now, the script also touches on something super important: respecting local customs.
Yeah, that's crucial wherever you travel. It's about being a responsible and mindful visitor.
Absolutely. And it got me thinking, what are some things travelers might need to research beforehand to make sure they're being culturally sensitive in Kenya? Like, what are some of those customs?
Well, for starters, dress code is a big one. In many parts of Kenya, especially more rural areas, it's important to dress modestly.
Makes sense.
And then there are certain etiquette rules around greetings. For example, it's considered respectful to greet elders with a slight bow.
Good to know. Any other examples?
Gestures. Something as simple as pointing can be considered rude in some contexts, so it's good to be aware of those nuances.
Oh, wow, you really have to do your research beforehand. So much to think about. But I guess that's part of the adventure, right?
Absolutely.
So let's do a quick recap for our listeners. We've got some amazing tips from this podcast script. If you want to experience the Masai Mara migration, aim for July and August, and consider the Mara Triangle for a less crowded view. Then we have the Giraffe Center in Nairobi, where you can get up close with those incredible Rothschild's giraffes and learn about their conservation. And of course, don't forget to immerse yourself in the local culture by attending community events or trying your hand at traditional crafts.
That's the best way to really experience Kenya beyond the touristy stuff.
Totally. And remember, respecting local customs is key. Do your research before you go to make sure you're being a mindful traveler.
Spot on.
All right, that's our deep dive into Kenya travel tips, inspired by a podcast script. But as you plan your trip, here's something to ponder. What lesser-known aspects of Kenyan culture might you discover beyond the typical tourist attractions? There's a whole world waiting to be explored.
Happy travels, everyone.
And until next time, keep diving deep.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.